Welcome to the introduction to the Raspberry Pi. What I'm holding here is a little tiny PC board, which is the Raspberry Pi, but is a very powerful and capable board. What we can do with this is we can actually run a version of Linux on here, and we can go and hook this up to a display using composite video or HDMI. We can hook it up to the internet using the Ethernet jack, and we can connect up a keyboard, mouse, and other peripherals using the USB port. What is a Raspberry Pi? Well, besides just a little tiny computer, it's not going to be as powerful as a desktop. It's not designed to be as powerful as a desktop. But even Upton was the creator of the Raspberry Pi, or one of the people behind it. And the reason that he produced the Raspberry Pi in the first place is to produce a very cheap platform for children to learn how to program, and also to get them exposed to how computers work and try to erase some of the magic out of how computers and electronics work, and actually get kids back into hacking on stuff. So we're going to go and get the Raspberry Pi hooked up. We're going to get, it also has an SD card onto it, slot, so we're going to get an SD card with a version of Linux onto it that we can boot from. We're going to put it in here and boot up the Raspberry Pi. We're going to get it configured. We're going to get it hooked up into the internet using both a wired connection and a Wi-Fi dongle. There's some Wi-Fi dongles that are supported natively with the Raspberry Pi, or the Raspbian Wheezy, I should say, distribution of Linux. And then there's others that aren't. We're going to go and talk about both of those, how to get those configured. Once we get that configured, we're going to go into a little bit of Linux stuff. We're going to go and talk about VNC, which is where you can remotely desktop into a machine. We're also going to go into configuring the SSH client and using SSH, so we don't have to interact with a little keyboard, or a little tiny display such as this one. But we can actually use our desktop PC. We'll be able to copy files between our PC and the Raspberry Pi, which will make it all very, very easy to work with. And then later on, I'm going to actually show you how you can make a Raspberry Pi laptop. Now, it's not going to be a laptop that you're going to tote around or you're going to do real work on, but it will be a easy thing that you can take and move from place to place, and hook up the Raspberry Pi to it and have a nice keyboard and nice display to actually work with, so you don't have to rely on a desktop PC. So go and watch the next video on how to configure the set up the Raspbian Wheezy SD card, and getting the Raspberry Pi to boot up and get it configured. Thanks for watching.